Hello everybody, this is Synchrosis here, and wanted to kind of go over my old Incinerate build that I had in 2.0 that was quite popular. Um, Obviously, it took a damage hit, Incinerate got nerfed heavily, but the build still pulls about 80k damage, probably about 85k once my control destruction levels, and that's not including fire pen and not including LA weakness. I'm going to quickly just go over the gear, and then I'll do a quick map real quick, and then I'll go over the tree differences. I dropped an Alpha's Howl because I'm no longer running Tri-Purities. Mostly I just needed the int on my helmet, nothing special on this. I dropped Alpha's Howl, so I need to empower the Purity Fire to get it to 5 res. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. Whatever. Blasphemy and LE weakness. Everything else is pretty similar. I dropped Spell Echo for Control Destruction because Spell Echo no longer works. That's no surprise. Still minus 8 Elrond jewelry. I swapped the stuff to all level 1 stuff because I'm going to be getting hit more, be getting hit harder because I'm no longer an armor-based build. I'll go over that in a moment. I have Legacy +1 Frenzy Charge Blood Dance Boots. Pretty GG and impossible to get in Timp Leagues. You can still make the build work without them. You lose like 3.5% regen. I'm about 2% overcapped on regen. So can run a Vitality, maybe some Amulet, something. You can somehow figure out a way to get an extra couple percent regen to deal with the minus, the fact that these are now Legacy. Running a Taste of Hate now. Again, I'm dodge based now, so that's a big deal. Everything else is pretty similar. I just ran a map and recorded the video and realized I was streaming and not recording, so that's pretty cute. So let's just go ahead and get in here. This is just a double boss and desecrated ground. 31k tooltip, multiply that by 2.5 to get your effective DPS. Used to be multiplied by 4. That's how big of a hit Incinerate took. But so you can see that the clear speed's still pretty good. So in the tree, I picked up Frenzies, more so than I did before, and I went dodge. Because I wanted to go Frenzies to help scale my damage since I lost a lot of damage scaling. And, while I was there, it just made sense to also pick up the dodge. I don't have a whole lot of armor. My only armor is for my chest piece, so I would definitely suggest a different chest piece than this. Like, almost anything would be better. A belly would be better. Lightning coil would probably be the best in slot. I have a lightning coil, but the colors are wrong. It's corrupted. It's a 6-link, but the colors are wrong, so I thought the colors were going to be right for Incinerate, and then they go and make it so that you can no longer have it supported by a Spell Echo. So now I'm extra blue, and I wanted Iron Will. So, although that extra blue could be added Chaos, but then you have an extra red, and I guess Iron Will and added Chaos. Could do something like that. It's very likely that a Chaos Incinerator is better than this now. I don't have the materials to test it, so I'm not going to. Nor do I really know how to do the build. I haven't done one before, so. As you can see, the damage is still there, right? I mean, I cleared the boss pretty quickly. I was double boss. My effective life is like 700 lower than it was before. I actually broke 7k life on my old Incinerator. But you also got to remember that this build utilizes dodge, and that's just a huge damage defense boost. I lost Purities, but I gained Phase Acro. So, I mean, that's actually a bit more powerful than Purities are anyway. So, all in all, You can make a good argument that this build is as tanky as my old Incinerator, but the damage definitely went down. Which is funny, because I actually invest more into damage than my old Incinerator. I was about at 140, 150 LMP, K DPS. But, this one won't actually be too far off because of the Blasphemy LE weakness. It's quite a big deal. But I don't know, man. It's not as, doesn't have quite the same punch. Although honestly, I think a 6-link is probably less necessary than it used to be. Before, I used to feel like I needed a 6-link or I don't do damage. Which isn't, of course, the case, because Incinerator was so strong. But I just felt like I was missing a lot by not having a 6-link. But this build, losing a 6-link, while it sucks, is... I mean, I'm losing Iron Will on a build that doesn't... I mean, I have a lot of strength because of my gear. Because I have really good gear. But if I didn't have the gear that I did, my strength would be quite a bit lower. Alright, there's a section up there in the map that I haven't cleared yet, but you guys get the idea. Quickly looking at my tree, I don't need reduced mana, because I am not running a Stone Lazar anymore, so a lot of the reduced mana that's on my tree isn't actually necessary. I could drop Unrelenting and I'd be fine. If my jewels are good enough, which they are in this case. I have like 3 reduced mana jewels. So... Anyway, with the dodge, I wish I had a higher evasion chest piece. Heck, a Queen of the Forest wouldn't even be bad on this build. Besides the fact that it would be impossible to get the colors, because you would need 5 off. But, you know, I think honestly you want either like a belly or a lightning coil or a some rare evasion, like a hybrid evasion, something else base. It'd be really hard to get the colors on a pure evasion base. But, nothing too special with the build. I ended up grabbing Arsonist because I wanted the regen and combat stamina. Master Arena is only there for the regen as well. A lot of these nodes could be dropped in my particular version with the legacy boots on, but you probably have to pick up all that stuff just to make the build work. I had to grab an int node. Always have to grab an int node when I'm on the side of the tree doing a 159 int required skill. But anyway, the build is somewhat similar than how it used to be, even though that the tree looks quite a bit different. The thing is I chop this part off and put it over here, and it's the same tree, you know. So, for the most part, it's very similar. The gear is almost identical. I swapped out a helmet and a flask. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.